This has been the most stress-free way I have ever lost weight in my life. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I was in the middle of making myself some breakfast and I figured today would be the perfect day to do a what I eat in a day, to kind of show you guys what I've been doing to just be overall healthier, honestly. Once I finish making my food, I'm gonna I guess talk a little bit about what I'm doing and all that stuff, although it's nothing like out of this world. But I'm just finishing making up my breakfast. Every morning I make my breakfast before I even pour myself my coffee. One thing that I really focused on over the last couple of months is not drinking my coffee on an empty stomach, whether it's having toast with butter, a rice cake with peanut butter, having avocado toast, just making sure that I am not putting coffee in my body before I have some sort of food. I think it messes with your cortisol with women, and that is a stress, that triggers stress, and a lot of the times that can make our bodies hold on to weight from the stress, aside from it being bad for other things. It messes with a lot of other things, but it triggers our stress hormone. I have just been making it a priority that I don't even pour my coffee until I have breakfast, and I'll talk a little bit more in a second. I'm just gonna heat up my coffee real quick. Something that you're definitely gonna notice is that there is no sugar-free, low sugar, zero carb, none of that in anything really that I'm going to show you. And that's not because I have anything against those things. It's just that if I'll just use for an example, if I like my creamer, I'm not going to stop drinking the creamer that I like with my coffee to get an alternative that's sugar-free or whatever. I am drinking and eating everything that I have always drank and eaten. I've just altered things just a little bit, which I'll talk about in just a second. For example, I use regular milk and this creamer in my coffee. This is made with milk and cream. It's 35 calories for a tablespoon. I don't measure anything. I don't weigh anything. I'm not counting calories. I'm not doing anything like that. And that's because this time around, I really wanted to see what my body will do and what my body will react to without following any sort of rules. So I don't have any stay under this many calories, although scientifically, the only way to drop weight, drop pounds, all of that is through a calorie deficit. Your body has to be in a deficit of calories. So instead of tracking every single thing that I'm eating, I'm gonna give you guys kind of the trick that's been helping me without feeling like it's a job to do these things. So we're going to have breakfast together now while I talk about what I've been doing. I'll show you guys my breakfast, obviously, and just talk a little bit about everything. So my breakfast, this is what I've been eating every single day this week. I know that some people don't like to eat the same thing every single day, and that's totally fine. I'm the same way. I can't meal prep one thing and eat that every single day, but this is something that's just, it tastes good. It's good to me. Last week I made egg white and turkey bacon English muffins, and I ate those every single day in the morning. I literally prepped everything, it was all in the fridge, and then I would just combine it in the morning to make sure that I was drinking my coffee on with some food. So I still had egg whites left in my carton, so I'm just gonna keep eating those egg whites and eating all the things that I bought. I already finished the English muffins though, so now I'm basically eating those things but without the English muffins. So I have turkey bacon here. This is technically 2.5 pieces of turkey bacon. Didn't make any for any specific reason. I just grabbed that many and threw it on the pan. I have half of an avocado, which I eat avocado in almost every single meal. And then I have egg whites here, not weighed. I just poured them in the pan, seasoned them with a little bit of seasoning, and then I have reduced fat cheddar cheese and a little hot sauce on top. And then I have my coffee that, like I said, this is not bulletproof coffee. It's not keto coffee. It's not low calorie coffee. I have no idea how many calories are in my coffee. It's probably 150 calories, but I'm not tracking. And the reason I'm gonna eat while I start doing this because I'm pretty hungry. And it's 8:06, so I've been up since about 7:30. And I always like to make sure I eat right before I go on my morning walk. And every single day, I've talked about it in every vlog, my goal was to get to about 4 miles every day walking. Aside from walking my 4 miles, I make sure I'm constantly up and moving. And I know for somebody that might work at a desk job, an office, it might not seem like you can do it, but a friend of mine works in an office job and gets her 10,000 steps before she even leaves work, because she's constantly like, okay, every hour I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk 2,000 steps outside of my office. Sometimes that's just not doable for some people, but you find a way. And doing those steps is helping you burn calories. And as long as you're burning calories, you just need to move. You need to move your ass. You can't stay sitting all day long and expect anything to happen. You have to move. And your body deserves to move. Every single time I don't feel like going on a walk, every single time. There's this woman that lives in my neighborhood. She's probably like, maybe in her 80s. She walks with those, like, they strap to her arm and it looks like 2 canes. I don't know what they're called. She walks my entire neighborhood like that. And I'm just like, you know what? This woman is over here making sure she's walking and being active, and my legs work perfectly fine. I am in perfect health to be able to walk, and it's stupid and just like not nice to my body to not use and do what it's meant to do. A little bit about, I guess, like what got me to this point. I kind of just got to the fed up point, especially after I've talked about it a couple times. My sister and I got into a car accident in February, and the result, she and I both have permanent back injuries. So because of those injuries, my doctor told me that I'm no longer able to do any lifting, which I hadn't lifted in a really long time, but exercise-wise, no lifting, no running, no jumping, no jogging, none of that. Everything had to be very, very low impact. And that just was a big, like, reality check for me, because now I have something that's stopping me from being able to do a lot of things. Because of all of these doctor's appointments that I was constantly going to, I was getting MRIs, I was getting all of these things. They would check my blood pressure, as they do. They would check my vitals. And the day of the accident, when we went to the hospital, my blood pressure was very elevated. Like, it was really, really high. They said that usually that happens whenever your body's under some stress. So car accidents, having a fever, being in like any sort of pain. I just kept monitoring it every single time they would check my blood pressure, and it went down a lot, but it's still not as low as what I would want it to be. And my dad has high blood pressure and my older sister does, and they're both on medications. And I was like, I eat relatively extremely well. I don't eat salty foods. I don't add a lot of like sodium. I don't eat a lot of processed food. Like, I don't understand. And the doctor was just like, sometimes it's just like that. Like, sometimes it's just genetic. So that just annoyed me. So I kind of started all this in hopes of lowering my blood pressure, because exercise and what you eat is a big part of it as well. I know that if it's just something that I'm affected by because of genetics, then there's nothing that I can do about that. But I'm trying to do everything that I can to just like bring my blood pressure down. So that's kind of where it started. Then obviously I was just feeling very sluggish, very heavy, and not heavy in the sense of like I was so fat. I just didn't feel good. Like, you know that feeling. Like, everybody knows when they're just like, ooh, I don't feel good. I got to that point and it just like clicked in my mind. I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to move my body in ways that I can for my body. I need this blood pressure to adjust and fix itself. So I need to do something about it. But I didn't want to be on any sort of restrictive anything. And I've talked about this in the past in many, many YouTube videos. I have struggled with hardcore dieting, very disordered eating, being scared of carbs, cutting out sugars. Like, I have done that whole thing so many times, and it's a place that I do not ever want to go back to, because I don't care how thin or how snatched you look, not consuming sugar, not consuming dairy, unless there's like actual medical reasons for you not to consume certain things. That is such a miserable life, and I will not ever do it to myself ever again. Knowing what I knew about your body needing to be in a calorie deficit, essentially, all I have been doing that has made the biggest difference is making extremely high volume meals. So like big meals. I've talked about this in recent vlogs as well. I eat. Like, you need to be eating. You need to eat, because if you don't eat, you're gonna find yourself snacking, and snacking is where you're just gonna spiral. And there's nothing wrong with snacking, but I would rather feel super, super, super satisfied and full from my meals instead of having a little meal and then being like, wow, that barely tickled my stomach, and then going in the pantry and looking for crackers or like just looking for snacks. Eat, you guys. Like, I'm eating a lot, like big meals, which you will see throughout this entire thing. You probably see them in my vlogs as well. And like I said, I have not cut out anything. I'm still eating pasta, I'm still eating bread, I'm still eating rice, I'm still eating potatoes, I'm still eating cheese. I'm eating everything. My 3 biggest hacks that I have that you will see throughout this is adding as many vegetables to your meal as you can. And the reason for that is not, I mean, obviously everybody knows that there's so many vitamins and nutrients and things like that in your vegetables. But so many vegetables are so low calorie that you can eat a ton of them and it will barely do anything. On Monday, I went into my fridge and I looked for every single vegetable that I had that was in my fridge so that I could do something with it before it went bad. I decided I was gonna chop all of them. I chopped a zucchini, I chopped a bell pepper, and I chopped 2 onions. I just threw it all in a pan, seasoned it, and it's been in a Tupperware. That right there, putting a massive scoop of that in my food every single meal gives me more food to eat, so it's more filling, but it's less calories. Every meal, I am adding as much to my plate as can fit of vegetables, whether it's a bowl, a plate. If this was my plate, like half of this would be vegetables. Whatever vegetables you want. Pretty much every vegetable, for the most part, is a lower calorie thing. So like bell peppers, zucchinis, tomatoes, onions, asparagus, green beans, peas, anything, any vegetable. Just put vegetables on your plate. If you don't like vegetables, I'm sorry, but you need to grow up. That is my hack number 1. Not hack, but tip number 1. You must add volume to your plate without adding high calories, because it's gonna fill you up, but eating less calories than something that's more calorie dense. My second thing is I have been making this concoction of mixing, not a concoction, rice, regular rice, because like I said, I'm not cutting anything out, regular jasmine rice with a pack of cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice sucks, you guys. It sucks, but it is extremely low calorie and you can eat a lot of it for very little calorie. What I found is the best thing that helps me do it is I take a cup of jasmine rice, cook an entire bag of rice cauliflower, the whole bag. Then I add a cup of jasmine rice to that. Combine it all together, cook it on the stove, season it up together, and I store that away. I promise you, when you're eating it, all you feel for the most part is the texture of the rice. You don't really feel the texture of the cauliflower. Because it's a low calorie vegetable that's mixed into the rice, you're able to eat a larger amount of it for less calorie because it's not all jasmine rice or all white rice or all whatever rice, basmati rice, whatever. That has been game changing for me, game changing. Then the last thing is you have to add sauces to your food. Doesn't matter what it is. Hot sauce, buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce, Greek yogurt, sour cream, Asian barbecue sauce, bang bang sauce, any sauce. If you're somebody that you don't really care for vegetables, make yourself a little bowl, the little rice with the cauliflower, a whole bunch of veggies, whatever protein, and drizzle all your sauces on top and watch what happens. I did it last night for dinner and I'm going to eat that same dinner for lunch, so I'll show you guys. It was so good. It was so good. So those are like my 3 main things that have helped me stay super consistent, that have helped me drop a significant amount, which I'll put a picture right here of day 1 versus yesterday. So that was exactly 4 weeks ago. Like, you can see it, it's there. And I have not cut out, Phoebe, I have eaten desserts every day. I've had snacks. I hate using cheat meals because I'm not eating anything that would make me cheat. I have ice cream every night. I have cookies, I have all the things that I love and want. I've had Tyler and I throughout this month, this 4 weeks, we've gone out to have Italian. I have had a pub sub for one of my dinners. During the weekends, I've had barbecue. Like, I have not restricted myself once. You can see it. This has been the most stress-free way I have ever lost weight in my life, ever. And I have done everything you can think of. I've done paleo, I've done calorie deficit, I've done keto, I have everything you can think of, and it's not sustainable at all. So the main way that I've been making sure that I am in a calorie deficit without tracking everything is adding more bulk to my food with veggies. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. You just have to do it. And it could be veggies, fruit, especially berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries are all really, really low calorie. You guys know I ingredient prep. I do not meal prep because I don't want to eat the same thing every day. But at the start of the week, I will make a big batch of my protein. So it could be ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef, shredded chicken in the crock pot, grilled chicken, it can be shrimp, it can be anything. I make that one meat or that one protein, and then I'll make my different sides. So I'll make a big batch of that rice, cauliflower rice mixture, a big batch of vegetables, and then throughout the week, I'll just make different things according to what meat I want, what veggie I want, what sauce I want. If I want it like a Mexican or a Tex-Mex type of vibe, I'll throw in Greek yogurt as sour cream. I'll do bang bang sauce one day. I'll make a quick pasta, like I'll make a quick noodle and I'll throw that in with some tomato sauce, or I'll make some sort of lower calorie sort of like sauce, cheese sauce combination. It has just been so easy, and I wish this could click. That's what my hope is, that this could click for anyone that's struggling or wants to start, but they're overwhelmed by feeling like you have to weigh everything, count everything, all that stuff. No, you just have to want to do it. Like, you have to be like, okay, I don't feel good, I want to feel better, I gotta move. My hope is that I can help anybody that wants to start but feels like they don't know where, or they're overwhelmed by the numbers and every single trend that goes on, because it's like, eat this but don't eat that. Like, no, just make sure you eat really satisfying meals. Make sure you're prioritizing protein, so make sure you put a little extra meat or a little extra anything, cottage cheese, whatever it is that you want, onto your plate, and put vegetables on your plate, lots of them at that. So I will see you guys for lunchtime. I'm definitely going to be making the Asian, it was a ground chicken and vegetable, like Asian inspired type of meal, and you guys, it was so good. And then for dinner, today's actually Tyler's birthday, and I'm gonna make him rice with beans and chicken cutlet. So I'll be having the exact same thing. So yeah, that is a long intro and a long first part of the video, but I feel like all those things kind of had to be mentioned before getting started. So I will see you guys for lunchtime. Many hours later, it's 1:30 and I am very hungry. Like, I'm ready to eat. So I have been on my feet all day. I don't even know how many steps I've taken. I'm at 6,956. No, I'm at 7,235 and it's 1 o'clock. So it is very, very easy to get 10,000 steps, and people think, I think people think that it's harder than it is, but it's really not. It's very, very easy. I'm going to show you guys a delicious meal that I ate for dinner yesterday that I'm so excited to eat again today, and all of it is stuff that was meal prepped slash leftovers. You guys know I'm a leftover queen, so let me grab everything and I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna use. Okay, this meal is all about the sauces, like all about the sauces. So you don't need them, but it will make a huge difference. So I'm just putting a little bit of avocado oil in the pan just so it can heat up, so that I can warm up all this food. I personally like to heat everything up in the pan. I know that it isn't realistic for a lot of people. Some people have to heat up their food at work, which is perfectly fine. Because I'm here, I'd rather just put the stuff on the stove. But if ever I'm in a rush, I put it in the microwave. So I told you guys about the massive Tupperware of vegetables that I made. I made this on Monday, and this was filled all the way to the top. So this has bell peppers, zucchinis, red onion, and white onion. So I'm gonna use that mixture. You can use whatever vegetable mixture you have or like, but please, like I said earlier, make sure you are adding as many vegetables to your meals as possible. Then for my protein, I have this ground chicken. This is ground chicken just seasoned with garlic, salt, pepper, all that stuff. And so I didn't make the same flavors that I did yesterday because I didn't know what I was gonna wanna make for lunch. So that's another tip that I have, is if you're batch making a whole bunch of protein, keep the seasonings very, very simple, so that no matter what meal you put it in, it's not going to taste like a specific cuisine. So like if I would have marinated this or cooked this with cumin, chili powder, it would have tasted like Mexican cuisine or like Spanish cuisine. If I would have done this with like oregano, Italian seasoning, it would have tasted like Italian. So I just left it neutral so I can make whatever I want really. So this is just some ground chicken. I would say this is about a cup of ground chicken. I don't know, it's like half of the pack of the chicken. And then this is the rest of my cauliflower. I'm trying to open it. Cauliflower and regular rice combination. I've been eating this for the past couple of days, and I will just like throw this into anything that I eat. So first I'm gonna start with heating up the ground meat. This is already cooked, but and you can see like this is a good amount of, I'll put you guys here, a pretty decent amount of protein, so it's gonna be nice and filling. So I'm gonna let that kind of heat up, and then I am going to use low sodium soy sauce. Like I told you guys, I'm trying to be very careful with my sodium, so I'm just putting a little bit, just a tiny little bit. I'm also going to use a very, very small amount of sesame oil. This is extremely strong, so you literally just need like that much. Even that could have been a little bit too much. And then I'm gonna use a tiny bit of hot honey. If you don't like spicy, then just skip this, but you guys know me, I love spicy. Mixing all this up. The sauces that are very, very important that pretty much like make this meal are these two sauces right here. So both of these are from Aldi. If you have an Aldi, run and get these. So this is the Berman's Asian barbecue sauce. It's Japanese style, and the flavor is soy sauce, Marin wine, rice vinegar, garlic, onion, and ginger. So this has like a really, really delicious flavor. And then the other one is this Bang Bang stir fry sauce. I just use a little bit and drizzle both of these on there, and then I'll add like hot sauce and stuff like that. But those two sauces, you guys, like I said, this was already cooked. It just needed to be like reheated. And then I'm gonna take a very large scoop of vegetables, and I'll probably say about half of this. I'm gonna save the other half for my dinner. So I'm just gonna show you guys what this looks like so you guys can see the amount of food. So ground chicken, a ton of vegetables, and then this rice also has vegetables pretty much in it. So this is a very, very good balanced like portion. I'm just gonna let all this cook up. Mix it all together. And like, I don't know if you guys can see, like this is an entire thing of food. Like it's a lot. We're also using avocado. Like I said, I put avocado on everything. I'm gonna plate this up right here. This is what I made yesterday for dinner. The ground chicken. Just eating the leftovers. Gonna top it with avocado. Now for the sauces. Japanese barbecue, we're just gonna do a drizzle over the whole thing. The Bang Bang stir fry sauce. A very little bit, I would say this is like a teaspoon of each. Put as much as you want though, I don't care. And lastly, some sriracha, which I'm almost out, but it's okay. Final step is like everything but the bagel, sesame seeds, that type of combo. Just put it all on top. And voila. This is so delicious. You can see a lot of food, and it's really, really healthy. I just inhaled that lunch. So now I want something that's like a little sweet. And I bought these the other day. They are 20 calorie, like little icy bars. So, what flavor did I have yesterday? I'm gonna try the cherry. So this has vanilla and then cherry, like icy. Such a good purchase. Okay guys, it's been a couple of hours. It's like 5:30, way too early for dinner. Because I still have way more stuff to do, but I took out one of these little acai bowls to defrost. I'm just gonna make sure that it's soft enough. I like mine to still be like sorbet, like this. And then it has blueberries and strawberries in here. So I like to take some peanut butter. This is just what we have. There's obviously healthier, better alternatives, but this is what I have. Put this in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Now that the peanut butter, I don't know if you can see, is like super drizzly, I will just get it all up in there. You don't have to add peanut butter. I just love acai bowls with peanut butter in them. So I always get them in there. Top it off with the granola. And there we go. I'm gonna enjoy this outside. Tyler's sleeping. So, I'm coming into the backyard. And I'm gonna sit right here while the dogs play and do whatever they're gonna do. Alright, you guys. Well, I have looked blah all day. But a lot of the days that I'm like not filming, I don't put makeup on or anything because I do almost every other day. So I just try to be au natural on all the other days. But anyways, it is approaching 7:30 and it is time to make dinner. And tonight is today's Tyler's birthday, so I am making him like a special requested dinner. So he requested rice. I'm gonna make him yellow rice with pink beans on the side and chicken cutlets. I obviously have these like thin sliced the thinly sliced chicken, and I'm going to give them an egg wash and then batter them in panko. I'm gonna do some pink beans. I have my sofrito here, which if you don't know what sofrito is, I think Dominicans call it sazon if I'm not mistaken, but if you're Dominican, correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard some Dominicans call this sofrito and others call it sazon. Puerto Ricans call it sofrito, and it's basically the base of every single dish that we make. It's what gives everything all the flavor. It's a combination of herbs, garlic, peppers, and it smells insane. Like, you cannot make any Puerto Rican dish without sofrito. Not your meat, not your beans, not your yellow rice, like everything. The first thing you do is add sofrito. So I'm going to put sofrito in the rice and the beans because I'm making yellow rice for him. And then I'm going to make this chicken. So I think I'm going to kind of speed up what I'm doing just because I'm literally just putting jasmine rice onto a burner. And then I'm gonna like do my whole chicken situation. Let's get this food started. Tyler told me to just make white rice because it's easier. I'm like, bro, no, it's your birthday. Like, we're making all the things for your birthday. So this is what's going to fry the chicken. I am going to fry it in oil. I'm gonna be doing avocado oil. I don't eat like actual fried in oil food often. It's very rare. So I don't mind. Like I said, I'm not trying to take anything completely out because that's just not a realistic lifestyle at all. Like, there are going to be times where I'm eating fried food or I'm eating more junky food and I just need to be able to fit it in my lifestyle. I just don't have it all the time. Like, usually my chicken, I either bake it, air fry it, I'll saute it, which it still uses oil and stuff, but very, very, very rarely do I fry really anything, especially now that the air fryer is a thing. Like, I feel like that saves you so much. So I put avocado oil first, and then the very first thing that goes into my yellow rice is sofrito. And I do a pretty nice spoonful, and then I'm also going to make beans. Hey, what's going on? No! I swear I feel like I'm kids. Okay, so I have the rice back here, if you can see. Rice is gonna go here, beans are going to go here, so I'm going to do the exact same thing with the oil and sofrito combo. And now I'm just gonna go about the normal way of doing pretty much rice and beans. Okay, so here's how each thing is looking. Here are the beans. I added potatoes, and potatoes obviously not only taste delicious in beans, but it helps thicken them up, like the starch in them. And then there is the yellow rice, both cooking, both good to go. So now I'm going to start getting the chicken ready. And for the chicken, I have seasoned panko breadcrumbs, which I'm going to add more seasoning to because duh. We've got an egg for the egg bath wash thing. I'm just going to pull out all the chicken pieces. Marinate in one bowl, egg wash in another bowl, and this is going to be for the panko. So these are seasoned, but even still, I always feel like it just needs a little more something. So I'm adding garlic salt, and this has parsley in it too, so it just has like a really good flavor. We're gonna add the chicken. I love these because they are like thin. I'm going to drench them in lime to clean them. And then add seasonings. Sorry if you're not into chicken or like raw meat, I know, it's gross. Limes are a staple in my kitchen because that's what I use to like really get the meat, you know, better, I guess. I say this in all my videos that ever I'm cooking, but I do not rinse my meat underwater. I know it's very big in Caribbean culture, especially, very big. However, I personally know many chefs, Hispanic chefs, and everyone says you should not be rinsing your chicken because all it does is spread the bacteria that you're trying to get rid of. It spreads it everywhere. So they say that it's good to put some sort of acid, so vinegar, lemon, lime, anything like that, but running it underwater and like giving it a bath is just spreading the bacteria that you're trying to get rid of on everything. So like I always say, if you prefer to wash your meat, I understand why people want to do it because the chicken's slimy and it's just yucky. Do that, but I do not, repeat, I do not put my chicken under water to rinse it. And that's just me listening to the professionals. So there's like tons of lemon juice in here, or lime juice. So I will get it all nice and coated. Get everything nicely in there sitting, and then drain the lemon juice or the lime juice out, and then get it seasoned and all that stuff. Okay, so for seasonings, we're obviously going to do some salt, some garlic salt, some cumin, black pepper. Use a little chili powder for color. I mean, and flavor, it tastes delicious. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk. I think I'm only going to do 2 pieces of chicken though, because I don't want to panko anymore. So get it all up in there. Let's do this one for Tyler.
Your mom is making chicken? Yeah. And you're acting like you're getting some.
It's about time to start making the chicken. I figured I'd show you the rice. So here is my yellow rice. Right here, it's pretty much done. It's nice and fluffy. Let me zoom in so you can really get the effect. Nice, fluffy yellow rice. And then we have the beans that also look delectable, if I do say so myself. Look at that. Those potatoes in there. Soft they are. Oof, like butter. So it's basically time to get the chicken going. Get some oil going in this pan right here. Okay, we need it hot. Hot, hot, hot. Here we've got the chicken. A lot of the breading was coming off. I don't know why. Okay, so here we are so far. Look how delicious that looks. Chicken. Oh, it looks so good. Now we've got avocado. Look at that. Delicious. So that pretty much wraps up today's eating. That dinner was so delicious. And I'm going to finish off with these that I got from Aldi. They're dark chocolate pomegranate little things. And they are pretty low calorie actually, but they're so rich in flavor that I literally only need like 2 or 3. And I'm like, no, I'm good. So I'll have like, what is this? 4? They're sweet, chocolatey, fruity. I had that 1 glass of wine. Finished that. Super satisfied from dinner. Every single day is different, but I am not restricting myself at all. I am exercising. I am losing inches. Really happy with how this is happening. So I hope this inspired you in any way and show you that you do not need to cut out every single food group in order to lose weight. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these, and I will see you guys in the next one.